This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
Welcome to the Stop Listen Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie.
Howdy, you all. How are those boys doing up there?
So the world is crazy. This is the last night of the DNC. And here's what I want to do first, right off the bat. I just seen this. So Kamala Harris is speaking right now. And while she was speaking, Politico posted Democratic pollsters have a warning about Kamala Harris's lead. They posted that while she was speaking. Oh, they do that. You'd think they'd be. I mean, it's just very odd. Like, there's reasons for that. It has to be. I don't know what the reasons are. It's just, it's manipulation. Well, so I'm not going to get into anything RFK. I will record an episode the next day or two if, in fact, he does come out and support Trump. If you've been watching this podcast, you know I'm very interested in RFK. I have not been talking about him lately because, I mean, things have faded, you know, and he's gone down in the polls, which, I mean, but let's be honest, I love what he has to say, but there's only so much RFK you can stand and listen to, and which is also why he's not doing as well in the polls. But that could be big. And there's a few other things. Jill Stein I want to talk about as well. I remember when I was a kid, Friday nights, 2020 would come on. Friday nights, a lot of nights I was home with the parents, and John Stossel would be on there and exposing me to libertarian thought. And he certainly made more of an impact than I would have thought. He posted on X, CNN reporters suck up to Kamala Harris. I am struck. Just in your presence, one told her. Interviewing Republicans, the tone is very different. Here are examples. How long is this? Oh, this is 6 minutes long. Okay. Well, all right. This is 6 minutes long, so we're not going to watch all of this. But I do want to see that part. I want to see them say that to Kamala.
Have you noticed how some in the media just suck up to some politics?
I'm struck just in your presence.
Struck in her presence.
Looking you in the eye with your passion that you are displaying.
Republicans are...
Oh, my gosh. Listen, I can't imagine saying that to another person. I commented on one of the previous podcasts about Tim Walz and how he was like scurrying around, like collecting stuff and like handing it to her to sign. Like, this is insane. And like, no, people shouldn't be treated like that. They're be treating like gods, and like that's just so wrong. Like, people are people. I would never ask. I mean, there are some celebrities I like. There are celebrities out there that I like. Sports athletes for sure. But like, I don't need any of their autographs. I don't need their signature. They're not like. I'm from St. Louis. Adam Wainwright. When the Cardinals beat the Tigers in the World Series, I mean, just that playoffs, like to beat the Mets in the National League Championship Series. Adam Wainwright was a rookie. He just retired. He had a long career, but he dropped this curveball on Carlos Beltran, just buckled his knees, and then they went on the Tigers to play in the World Series, and then that's how they won the World Series. That was the last out. It was him buckling the knees of Brandon Inge. I love me, and I'm a Blues fan. Jordan Bennington, our goalie. Love him. I would like to shake those two men's hands. I don't need their signature. And I'm a million miles away from anyone. I'm nobody, okay? I know that. But somehow, some way, I raise in elevation to the point where people actually, want my signature. I'm not I'll tell you now, if I don't sign it, I'm not a dick. And I'll explain that to you if and when that ever happens. I'm just a person. And my signature is nothing. It's not important. Not at all. And that's my stance. It really is. Let's watch a little bit more of this video just to see some examples of the bias that he's talking about.
treated differently.
If I may finish just answering.
Well, let me
this is really important.
I'm gonna go ahead and interrupt you here.
On the DOJ
Are you
and
comfortable
the
with that
FBI,
term? Let's just,
we have
just
seen.
on my question, though, Governor.
Excuse me.
Aggressive interviews are easy to notice, but some bias is more subtle. For example,
What a great campaign!
the media have always covered Iowa caucus victory speeches.
We're going to want to listen in very, very closely.
Thank you, Iowa.
But this year, when Trump won,
Thank you. We love you all.
CNN cut away from his speech.
Here he is right now under my voice. You hear him repeating his anti-immigrant rhetoric.
Actually, no, Jake, you hear him. We don't. CNN wouldn't let us actually listen to Trump and decide for ourselves. MSNBC showed none of Trump's speech. Rachel Maddow said,
We will let you know if there's any news made.
Maddow says it's not responsible to broadcast.
Yeah, it's pure propaganda.
Bullshit! It's all bullshit!
Rob Schneider, recently from Saturday Night Live and a lot of Adam Sandler movies,
Here's a nice piece of shit.
recently sat down with Tucker Carlson. And his daughter came out against him on a podcast and saying how an awful dad he was. And he had this moment like where he addressed his daughter on Tucker Carlson, and it was moving. Like, just, he was shameless. He asked for forgiveness, like a Christian. And I think he is a Christian. I'm fairly certain that's what they talk about. I think I talk about that later. But and that's not a prerequisite for forgiveness by any means. Everyone should forgive. But it was a nice moment, and he posted this. If this is happening in any other decade, people would be outraged. But the illiberal Democratic Party and their sycophants and mainstream media have pummeled the American public with so much nonsense that the $30,000 U.S. taxpayer giveaway to non-citizens doesn't even get people's attention. And they reposted from Lives of TikTok. I mean, I don't even care. TikTok said Oregon is offering $30,000 for illegal aliens to buy homes. This program is not open to American citizens, only illegals. They hate you. The reason I bring that up really is I like that. That when I hear that, that's good news. Because what that means is that parts of Eastern Oregon are going to continue to fight to break off and join Idaho. And Idaho will get larger and perhaps even pick up a few extra electoral votes. 1, 2, possibly. Like, we'll take anything. We'll take anything. And secondly, if I'm somewhat successful in this venture at all, I have too many other things I'd like to get into right now. Parts of Illinois should start breaking off. There should be a talk of Illinois joining Indiana. Southern Illinois is completely conservative. They could join up with Indiana, increase Indiana's electoral votes. And so, if you just increase Indiana's electoral votes by a couple, by taking parts of Illinois, maybe you take some 2 electoral votes from Oregon and give those to Idaho, or 1 even. Okay, let's go 2 for Illinois, 1 for Idaho. They lose 3 less for Democrats, 3 more for Republicans. That'll go a long way. Tim Allen, a major part of my childhood. Grew up watching Home Improvement. Never took time in all my years to ever really read the Bible. To ever read and really read the Bible. Currently, almost through the Jerusalem Bible, Old Testament, and almost done with the prophets. Next up, New Testament. So far amazing, and not at all what I was expecting. Oh, and Mike Winger, wait till you get to the book of Hebrews, like a skeleton key for unlocking the Old Testament. I'm listening to the Bible in a Year, Michael Cassidy, the guy who went after the Satanic Temple. I'm listening to the Bible a day, so I listen to that every day. It's actually the Catholic version, and I'm not a Catholic, and it's like Father Mike, and it's like awesome, like just a great. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not a Catholic, but it's really good, really is. Highly recommend. But I've stopped reading anything, no books, Like, until I read every word of the Bible front to back, I'm not going to read anything else. And I'm not doing very well as of late. A U.S. government report says that fluoride is twice the recommended limit is linked to lower IQ in kids. So you make your kids go brush their teeth, and you're making them dumber. Now, I don't know, about 6 minutes before that article came out, if you would have said that, you would have been a conspiracy theorist. I mean, literally, like, would you have been kicked off YouTube if you? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how strict they are about those type of conspiracies, but we've been talking about fluoride forever. So, like, if it makes kids stupider, what do you think it does to us? Marjorie Taylor Greene, the firebrand that she is, said Bill Clinton is a rapist. You know, and this person said you spelled Donald Trump wrong. You seem to have misspelled Donald Trump. But, like, take away the possible Epstein Island stuff. I mean, Bill Clinton is a degenerate. Far more than Donald Trump, clearly. Like, it's not even questionable. So this post, Elon Musk, I am willing to serve. Department of Government Efficiency.
God damn it, Trump! You're a goddamn genius.
He's not going to, like, he has publicly traded companies to run. He can't run a department. Here's what I want. Almost 80 million views. That's incredible. I don't know. Like, there is departments you could say that Elon Musk, I mean, Department of Energy, everything, the Commerce Department. I would put him in charge of any department, actually. Any department. But he has publicly traded companies to run, and Twitter. And, well, there's Tesla, and then there's, like, SpaceX. SpaceX and Tesla, are those, I guess, I mean, they're completely separate companies. So, like, here's what I want from Elon Musk. Keep doing what he's doing. And have lunch with Donald Trump once a week. That's what I would like. Just sit down, talk to Donald Trump for once a week. Now, here's a thought. Remember when he took over Twitter and, like, slashed the employees by 75%? And they said, oh, well, Twitter won't survive now. Well, obviously that's not true. What if you put Elon in charge of enacting Vivek's plan on reducing the size of the government? He has experience in that. I want to see Vivek be chief of staff. I want to see RFK Jr. I don't know what I want to see him. I think I just want to see him special prosecutor and to be suing the pharmaceutical companies for fraud. That's what, yes, that's his role. That's what it should be. But I'm going to get more into that tomorrow. It's just, it's such an odd feeling to actually have somebody fighting with us. Like, my political standpoint has not changed. I mean, it's become more nuanced, essentially. But, I mean, I'm the person I've always been. And, like, Donald Trump comes on the scene by himself and just didn't have any friends, you know? And it's like the world has come around him. I mean, podcasters... I heard that Theo Von thing was awesome. Like, it was like almost 6 million views when I seen it yesterday, so I'm sure it's well past that now. Actually, let's check it. 8.3 million views. See, Trump is just being very smart about these podcasts he's going on. He's getting the young male to come vote for him. That's who he's getting by going on these podcasts. He's going for the 18 to 30 something year old male on these podcasts, which is smart because Kamala is going after their counterparts. The next generation is going to have a lot of men and women who voted for Kamala and Trump. The people actually that are able to get back together. I mean, I wish Elon would quit the microchipping the people's brains. SpaceX, I understand he's very interested in that. I don't know what we could really glean from Mars. You know, who's really going to go live there? Really, we're going to live on Mars. I drive for a living. I see a decent amount of country. There is plenty of room here. We do not need to go to Mars. That doesn't make any sense. What if Elon was put in charge of... Okay, after he cuts the size of the government, what if he was being put in charge of infrastructure in our country? He was going to build a... he's got like a drilling company, but anyway, he was going to like put underground roads in California, I think, or something like that, or superhighways or something like that. That didn't... Because he was California, he had to give up. Now, I've seen this... I don't know who this person is. It was in my just recommended feed. And I just thought it was worth the thought. I can no longer view Trump supporters as fellow citizens with a difference of political opinions. They are traitors to the U.S. and its Constitution. He's full of shit, but right back at you, buddy. I feel the exact same way. And it's odd. RFK Jr. is the only, Tulsi Gabbard. But I really like RFK. I do not want him picking Supreme Court justices, but I really like him. And Tulsi Gabbard, same thing. You might see an administration with two people who have actually ran against Donald Trump for presidency be in his administration. That's progress, folks. I'm starting to get a little traction on the Twitter or X. Actually, far more than YouTube. So please like, subscribe, follow, do all the things, comment, be my friend on YouTube or Rumble. I'm also on Rumble. I always say YouTube. I always forget about Rumble. Rumble is awesome. I don't own any Google stock. I trade it time to time to make a buck or two, but I have Rumble stock and I'm continuing to accumulate it. So I probably should actually like serve my own interest and promote it more, right? But anyway. So Elon Musk posted this poll, Trump or Kamala. Ended up with 73.2% for Trump. And the Krasnitines said this poll will show how far right-leaning X is. I remember a time when the new CEO of Twitter said how important it was for the platform and the owners to remain unbiased. For Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral, which effectively means upsetting the far right and the far left equally. Well, yeah, people on the right do get pissed off occasionally. They claim to be shadow banned, but you guys did it. You guys brought this on yourself. You radicalized Elon. Too bad. You went too far. You brought it on yourself. But I don't think that means that X is just a far right platform. It's just not. And I've had my most successful tweet gain me a number of followers. In like the last 2 weeks, I've gone up like over 40, close to 50% in Twitter followers the last 2 weeks, and I got my first famous follower. The man trying to, one of the men trying to save this country, Scott Pressler. He started following me on Twitter today. I hope I don't disappoint. Maybe X is a true reflection of where America is politically, but the left-wing communist domination over media only makes it seem like there's more lunatics than there are. I've got 32 comments, 557 likes. That's a good ratio from my understanding. I always hear about getting ratioed, and if your comments are more than your likes, you've been ratioed, and that's not good. Oh, I've been reposted 7 times now. That's what I'm being called for in the church and politically, is to be a organizer, to get people together. I don't know what that's going to take in the next few years, but I think it's my goal. It's my goal in life now, I think. God hasn't blessed me with family, not yet. And chances are, I want to make a positive difference in this world. Parents, you got it easy. I know what I just said. I'm just saying. You have it easier to leave a lasting positive memory on the world than someone like myself. The job of doing so is definitely not easy, but you have the opportunity to do so. So I'm done. And remember, the Lord spoke the universe into existence. What do you do with your voice? I'll see you next time.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time.
This war stops now.
End the war. Bring freedom to our people.
No more tricks. No more lies. Only truth.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.